Today I'm going to take you through 30 keyboard shortcuts in VS Code that are going to help you navigate VS Code more efficiently and edit code much faster. I use these all the time myself. Knowing your keyboard shortcuts really helps increase your productivity. Not just software development. For example, if you do video editing in Final Cut Pro, using keyboard shortcuts make you work way faster because you don't have to switch between the keyboard and the mouse all the time. Since software development is text-focused, knowing the important shortcuts really is the game changer. Next to the shortcuts I'll go over in this video, I use a Vim extension. This introduces a whole new set of shortcuts and commands. I still pretty much consider myself a Vim noob, so I'm not going to cover Vim commands today, but I'll focus on VS Code keyboard shortcuts. Before we start, I have something for you. It's a free code diagnosis workshop where I teach you the most important things to look for when you want to quickly identify problems in your code. It's based on my own experience, reviewing a lot of code and trying to do that efficiently while still finding the problems fast. You can sign up for the workshop at arjan.code/diagnosis. It contains lots of practical advice and I show you examples from actual production code of well-known Python packages that you might actually use. So, arjan.code/diagnosis. The link is also in the description of this video. I'm going to start by showing you a couple of general shortcuts. Now, I'm using a Mac, but I'm going to display both Windows and Mac shortcuts on the screen for each thing that I show. And also, I'm going to use the normative ordering of each of these things. So for Windows, this is Control-Alt-Shift, and for Mac, this is Control-Option-Shift-Command. First thing I'll show you is opening a new window. On Windows, this is Control-Shift-N. On Mac, this is Shift-Command-N. So there we go. Very easy, and you are ready to go. The next command is zooming in and zooming out. And on Windows, this is Control plus equals or minus sign. And on Mac, it's Command plus equals or minus sign. So with equal, you zoom in like so. And with minus, you zoom out. Now, normally I generally show my screen in my videos pretty much zoomed in so that you can actually view the code more clearly. But when I work on code myself that's not being recorded for YouTube, then I generally make this a bit smaller so I have a bit more room on the screen. Next, I'll go through a few shortcuts to help you show or hide certain elements on the screen, so it's a bit easier to organize how you're working. For example, showing or hiding the terminal is done by Control plus backtick. So you can just very easily show or hide this thing. It's really useful. There's also the sidebar that you see here. If you want to show or hide that, that's Control plus B or Command plus B. So if you want to make your code window a bit larger, you simply press Command B, Control B, and then you're ready to go. What's also useful if, for example, you're here in the extensions screen and you want to go back to the Explorer view, you simply press Shift Command E for Mac, and for Windows that's Control plus Shift E, and then you go back to the Explorer view so you can quickly show the files. And then it's also in focus, so you can just move around here with the arrow keys. Another thing you might want to shift to find, and that's Shift Command F on the Mac and Control Shift F on Windows. And then you can start searching for something, and that's going to look for things in multiple files, all the files in your workspace in principle. You can also go to the source control section. On Windows, that's Control Shift G. And on Mac, annoyingly, it's not Shift Command G like the other ones, it's Control Shift G, and then we go to source control, because actually Shift Command G, that points to another shortcut. If you want to show the extensions, that's on Windows Control Shift X and on Mac Shift Command X, like so. So this allows you to easily navigate between these areas on the left, and then if you want to disable that again, Command B or Control B on Windows. Another thing that's nice in VS Code is Zen mode. So if you just want to focus on editing, you don't want to have all these user interface elements surrounding you. On Windows, you can press Control K Z. On Mac, it's Command K Z. Now that's probably going to cut off part of the recording, but in principle, this switches now to the full screen view. If you want to go out of Zen mode, again, press Control K Z, or on Mac, Command K Z, like so. Final very useful shortcut is to view the command palette on Windows. That's Control Shift P, and on Mac it's Shift Command P, like so. And then here you can simply type to search for things. For example, if I want to do some work on Markdown, then I can simply type Markdown, then I'm going to get the commands that I can run on Markdown code. And press Escape to go back to the editor. So those were 10 more general shortcuts to help you navigate VS Code a bit faster. Now, I also want to show you a few shortcuts to help you navigate files faster, particular opening and saving files and opening and closing editor windows. So The first one, if you want to quickly open a file on Windows, that's Control P, and on Mac it's Command P, and then you're getting a similar view like the command palette, but now you can actually search files by name. For example, if I want to look for the helper.py file, this is what I have here. I simply type help in this case, which directs me to helper.py, and I press enter, and now it's going to open this file for me. So that's really nice. Now, if you're editing a file, for example, let me insert some text here. Hi, this is a comment. And then when you want to save this on Windows, you probably know this one, it's Control S. On the Mac, it's Command S, like so. Let me add a few more empty lines here. And if I move to this tab, and I can also add a couple of lines here, now I have multiple edited files. If you want to save everything on Windows, that's Control K S. And on Mac, it's Option Command S. So now it's going to save all the files, which is also really helpful. There's also a couple of useful shortcuts to help us navigate through the files more easily. For example, if you want to move to the top or the bottom of the file, on Windows, this is Control plus Home or End. And on Mac, it's Command up or down. So you see, we go from the top to the bottom. That's very useful. Another thing you might want to do is find something in the current file. On Windows, that's Control F, and on Mac, Command F. You probably also already know this one. So now I can type something here, like, for example, base 64, which is being used in a couple of places in the files. And then I can press enter, and it simply is going to go through each of these options. And that happens in a round robin fashion. What is round robin? That means that when you're at the end, like I'm now at 6 out of 6 and I press enter again, I'm going back to the first one again. And if you press shift enter, you go back in reverse fashion, and that's also reverse round robin. So if you are at the first one and you press shift enter again, you go back to the last one. So this is very useful to quickly navigate your find results. There's also other shortcuts for this. On Windows, you can also do F3 or shift F3, and on Mac, you can also do Command G or Shift Command G. That also works. Next is shortcut for the peak editor. So if you put your cursor on one of the, let's say, variables or class names in your code file, like here, for example, I have sender. What you can do is press Shift F12, both Windows and Mac, and then this is what it's going to show you. So you see that it shows you where it's being used. On the right, you have all the references, and with the arrow keys, you can navigate between them and see where that variable or where that class is being used in the code. Here's another example. I have class IoT service. So when I press Shift F12, it's going to open the peak editor. But you see that it's being used in different files. So this is in IoT Facade, but if we go to controller, I can press enter to open this. Then we can also see it being used here. And same here for the service. So if you open this, you see that the class is actually defined here. So if you want to open this file in a new tab, you simply press enter, and then you go to that specific location in the file in a new tab. So now you can start editing this file if you want to. It's really useful. There's also a more direct way to do that if you want to go directly to the definition of this thing, the IoT service. In this case, you simply press F12 and you are taken there. That's also very useful. You see that I have a couple of tabs open now. There's also a really easy way to navigate between them. On Windows, you can press Control page up or page down to navigate between the tabs. And on Mac, it's Option Command left or right arrow. And you see I can very easily, quickly navigate between the tabs. And also this is round robin and reverse round robin. So that's also really nice. I like things that are round robin. They should make everything round robin. If you're on a tab and you want to close the tab, that's also very easy. On Windows, it's Control W, and on Mac, it's Command W, and that simply closes the tab. If you do Control K plus W or Command K plus W, it closes all the tabs. So let me again go to the Explorer with Shift Command E on Mac and Control Shift E on Windows. And now let me open this markdown file that I have. I'm going to close the left side with Command B, Control B on Windows. And now we have a markdown file here. This, by the way, is an outline of one of my recent videos on facade pattern. If you want to watch that video, I've put a link at the top. But what's really nice is that VSCode has a way of previewing what the markdown is going to look like when you render it, and that's really useful. For example, here I have mermaid diagram, and I'm using an extension here called this markdown preview mermaid support, and that's actually able to render mermaid diagrams directly in VSCode. So that's really nice. Anyway, back to my markdown outline. Let me close this. And now if you want to show preview, on Windows, this is Control Shift V, and on Mac, it's Shift Command V, like so. And now we have a preview. So you see, it even renders the diagram nicely here. Let me close this, Command W. And then if you want to show the markdown to the side and not in a new tab, this is also possible with a shortcut. On Windows, this is Control K V, and on Mac, it's Command K V. And this is going to show the preview on the side, which is really useful as well. And what I really like about this is that actually when you scroll through the preview, it actually updates the scroll bar here as well, and vice versa. So it's really easy to have this view and edit your markdown files in this way. So let me close this preview again, and I'm going to open the IoT facade file. Here we go. Now let's go through a few text editing shortcuts. Like I mentioned before, I use Vim in VS Code. That's actually an extension that I've installed. That's the Vim emulation for VS Code, which I think works really well. But next to Vim, you also have a couple of shortcuts in VS Code that I think are really helpful. So we use kind of a combination of Vim commands and VS Code shortcuts to get the job done. Let me close the side panel again, Command B. The first thing that's nice is the multi-select cursor. Like for example, here I have the cursor on the word self. So if I go into edit mode in Vim and now I press Command D on the Mac or Control D on Windows, I can now edit all the occurrences of self in the same way. So for example, here, if I edit this, you see it's going to change this directly, which sometimes is really helpful. However, to be honest, I really don't use this that much. What I do use a lot is that if I want to change the name of a variable, I put the cursor on the variable and then I can press F2, both Windows and Mac, and now I can change the name of that variable. For example, if I want to change the name here to Smart Speaker 2, whatever, name doesn't matter. And then it's going to update it everywhere. Really useful. Let me change that back. A very useful shortcut is being able to move lines up or down. On Windows, you do that with Alt up down, and on Mac, it's Option up down. So if I'm on this line, for example, I press Option up. Now the line is going to move one up, and I can move it down again as well. So really useful. I use this a lot because often in coding, you have to swap lines or move things to a different function or whatever, and then this is really useful. Also, you may have to write a couple of lines that are very similar, so then you can actually make a copy of a line very simply by doing Alt Shift up or down on Windows or Option Shift up down on Mac. So for example, if I do Option Shift up, then it's going to make a copy and it's going to put the cursor on the line on the top. And now you can start editing this line. Let me delete that again. Another thing that's really nice is that you want to be able to comment lines of code. On Windows, this is Control/, and on Mac, it's Command/. So you can very easily comment and uncomment lines of code. There's also a block version. If you have a block of comments, you can use Alt-Shift-A on Windows, and on Mac, it's Shift-Option-A. Finally, what's really useful is a quick way of opening the settings of VS Code. On Mac, this is Command, on Windows, this is Control, So we get this is the settings space, and you can pick whether you want the user or the workspace or the folder settings. You can change all of those things. I often also directly edit the JSON file, which contains the setting. So you simply click on this button and then this is the JSON file. There's some old stuff in here that I probably need to clean up a bit, but this is a very easy way to just go through the settings that you have and change things when needed. And it gives you a very nice overview. And the final shortcut I want to show you is the shortcut to show what the shortcuts are. So on Windows, that's Control K, Control S, and on Mac, it's Command K, Command S. And now you can see all the key bindings shortcuts in VS Code. You can also search things here. For example, if I type close window, I'm going to get the key bindings for closing windows. Now, small bonus tip for you. Let me make the window here a bit smaller so you can see what's actually going on. So you see that the top of my window has a non-standard color. And this is actually something that I do in a lot of my projects. This is actually something you can easily change in your settings. So what I do is that for each workspace, I put in this little piece of code and then I pick a color here. So you can click on this color and then you can simply change it to something else. For example, let's say we want to have this green color. So now when I save this, then you see we're going to get a really ugly green color. With Command Z, I want to undo that because I really don't like that. So there we go, back to the ArjanCodes color. But this is actually really helpful because if you change the color for each of your workspaces and you have multiple windows open, it's very easy to quickly see in which workspace you're currently by simply looking at the color of the title bar. So for me, that works really well. Today I covered only 30 keyboard shortcuts in VS Code, but of course there are way more that you might find useful. So I've put links to the files with these keyboard shortcuts for both Windows and Mac in the video description. If you are using a Mac for software development, you might also be interested in this video where I take you through how I set up my Mac and how I change the settings and which apps I install in order to optimize the Mac for software development. I'm done. The work is done. I recorded 3 videos today. 3! I need coffee. Much better. I love coffee. I think I drink way too much coffee actually, but well, I don't care. Living on the edge, you know? It feels so good. You know, when you get older, it starts making noise. It's like... It still feels so good though. Unless you take it too far. Don't take it too far. You have seen an older person working like this. It's because they took it too far. So, you know, at the end of each video, basically, if you look at my percentage of viewers, that's like going... So everybody's basically leaving. You know, once you get the thing that you were looking for, then, well, you leave. Makes a lot of sense, right? Not you. You're still here. I mean, for the past minute or so, there's been like 0 useful information, and you're still here watching this. So you're tenacious. I respect that. I really do. So, I think I'm gonna turn off the lights, then this bad boy is going home, because it's weekend. I'm gonna go nuts! No, just kidding. I probably just gonna sleep. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you next week.